What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Hi, my name is... Well, we're back with the breakdown. You guys can download the other episodes before episode 700, which is today. 700 episodes. So now that I got it out of me, where I wanted to talk, have a few episodes where I'm talking about certain topics. Now we go back to bringing on guests here. Okay. Going back to bringing on guests. Shout out to everybody tuning in, by the way, from TikTok to Getter to Truth Social to, of course, Twitter. I was a little bit upset, man. I'm obviously training, man. Training and, my knee locked up out of nowhere. Unstable internet connection. Switch to auto mode for better experience. Really? Is my internet connection bad? I don't think it's bad. Came out of nowhere. Well, welcome back. Well, welcome everybody in the comments. Welcome yourselves back to the show. Welcome yourselves back to the show. Anyway, fuck, man. My knee out of nowhere locked up, man. I obviously I've been doing 2 a days and sometimes even 3 a days. Yeah, I gotta keep it to maybe 3 or 4 times a week of 2 a days and not completely go savage like an animal in the fucking gym. That's crazy. Yes, I was like, man, did I just fucking rip my ACL, PCL, MCL? Man, I started thinking of all things. All right, cool. We're back today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the FOMO app team coming on, so that should be cool. I like the application. Again, there's no partnership. There's no partnership. There is no sponsorship of this show. And speaking of sponsors, shout out to Midnight, the main title sponsor for the breakdown. We'll have Charles on tomorrow. Charles is coming on tomorrow. We got a lot of people coming on. We have a lot of people coming on. Okay. We have a lot of people coming on, 100%. Plus, I want to do giveaways. I want to do some giveaways. I might give away some Bitcoin. I don't know. I might give away some Bitcoin. So stay tuned. Like if you've been watching the program for a long time, you know how I do shit, man. You've been following me for a long time, you know how I get down. Okay? So I don't know. A lot of things I'm thinking about doing. Anyway, we'll have the team from the FOMO app on here. Again, I like the app. I like the app. If I want to shitcoin, I like the app. And I say that respectfully. I think it's a really good platform, especially for the memes. Especially for tracking. Not that you want to dive into and look at whatever, meaning like look at people's fucking bank accounts, but it's cool to see what people are doing. So people are coming on to FOMO and they're trading and they're putting their wallets and their portfolios out there. That's dope. I think that's dope as shit. So there you go. Well, we'll talk more about it. I don't want to yap now. Polymarket is the official prediction market sponsor of the DG brand and also the breakdown. I'm waiting on this commercial. I am waiting on this commercial that I did so I can play a commercial of Polymarket. I don't know what the fucking holdup is. Also, shout out to Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet, honestly, is doing big things in at Bitcoin 2026. They right in front of they're like right in front of the live desk that Bitcoin has there, where they're streaming, obviously what's happening every single day. The news desk right there, really nicely done. I gotta tell you, Cake Wallet has some nice colors to the brand. The brand colors are dope. It's good to see Vic out there, Seth doing all his rounds. I've been watching that. Also, they added and I'll talk about this. Maybe I'll bring her on also. A new marketing manager. I've known her for years in this space. She's done a hell of a job, especially with her content. We'll talk more about that. And also, People's Reserve, CJ's out there. The whole team's out there. Go ahead and say hello to them. A lot of people are saying that Bitcoin 2026 is empty this year. But yesterday I was told that it was pretty packed. I mean, you go to these events to network. You really do go to these events to network. You go there to network. That's it. You sit down, you listen. A lot of people are taking exception to the fact that there are institutional players there and political figures, and you're just like, bro, like these people are here, and you're gonna have to accept it, and you're gonna have to sit at the same table as them. I don't know why you're so fucking butthurt about people coming into our space. We wanted this for a long time. Well, you guys wanted institutions to go ahead and come in here and buy up all the goddamn Bitcoin and all the good assets. So God bless you, not me. And I say that respectfully because I have friends in the institutional world. I'm just saying, like, this was for us. This was for retail, and everybody was begging for institutional players to come back. So, or come back, or come in, I should say. Not come back, come in. And now you bitch when they're here. Why are you bitching? You wanted this. Listen, if technically speaking, if you're ahead of the game, if you are front running the banks, then you have nothing to worry about. You don't give a fuck who's here. You don't care if your uncle with smelly balls comes in the motherfucking place. You don't care. Why would you give a fuck? Who cares? Let them come in. If you have been accumulating these assets for a long time now, you don't give a fuck. Like, you just don't care. You don't care. We'll talk about this whole later on, probably at like 1:30. I'm gonna break down some other shit that I don't know. I ain't feeling it. So we're in a decentralized space, and we're trying to go and centralize it in a sense. And again, I'll go ahead and touch on that. We got Landy here for 15 minutes to go ahead and break down the markets. Let's bring him right in. Let's bring Landy right in so we can break down the markets. Again, folks, we are back. Oh, man, it feels good to be back on the breakdown. Hello, Landy. Good morning to you. What's going on, man?
Hello, David. Hey, how are you? Hey, congratulations on episode 700, sir. You finally made it.
700 official episodes. It's more than that.
Just
but
a few.
It's nice. And plus you got the lost tapes. You got the lost tapes like the Dave Chappelle show. You got the lost tapes of the live shows. So there you go, guys. We'll come out with an official DVD for everybody. Man, that's wow, DVD. Anyway, wow, I went there. Landy, what's happening with the markets, man? What are we looking at? Everybody was excited, including myself. I wrote a whole goddamn thesis on Twitter, and then the next day, the markets went ahead and retraced Bitcoin specifically. What's going on here?
Well, I mean, I've been looking for this correction off of this area 70 to 80 for quite some time. We've discussed it kind of at length. We're seeing a wider correction in markets, and this all goes back to what I've said prior, and that is that we need to keep an eye on oil prices, as that's going to directly reflect strength or weakness in Dixie and dictate risk on and risk off moves in the market. And in this case, we're seeing a risk off move, seeing profit taking, and the shorts that were built out in the TradFi sector, and of course, even here in crypto, start to play out to the downside as we're getting a bit of an unwind of spot. And as the ARB trade was kind of getting squeezed, we're seeing a bit of an unwind back to support between 74 and 76, kind of the main support area to pay attention to here, that we are now getting into and tagging. So at this particular moment, a lot of people are kind of referencing what's going on in the Middle East again, and in particular the Strait of Hormuz when it comes to oil. A lot of this is supply and demand, though. A lot of ships have already been rerouted, and the conversation is very different for what's going on in that particular region, as we have seen the larger reroute of ships to come. A lot of them coming to the United States to get oil. So what does that really mean at the end of the day? Insurance costs are going to be higher because you have to insure for longer. The trips are longer. It takes weeks, and it's going to take weeks to meet demand. And we're currently seeing demand destruction in Europe and Asia. And that naturally happens as energy prices rise in general, right? Naturally spending less, traveling less, so on and so forth. Has an effect on businesses, and then of course that the entire economy and GDP as well. And what we were seeing heading into this, what I'm going to say was a very expected correction, is that we've seen that while oil was headed up, we continued to see traditional markets and even crypto to a certain extent head up, and continue to stay strong. And I had mentioned that the higher oil goes, the more it's going to erode the bid, meaning that bid's going to dry up. We'll see a risk off move. Obviously a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, it's because of FOMC. Well, we've also been waiting for this move in oil after the recovery of 90 to 95 for WTI, supports holding up around that 90 to 95 region for Brent. And, recovering some of the key daily overhead areas of resistance at higher prices, and breaking the downtrend is what's triggering the sell-off. But the reason why we saw everything floating up at once is because as you get demand destruction in other countries, it starts to affect the economies. You're looking at capital flight to safety, and that being the United States, because where the energy is sustainable in terms of the highest production, and then of course being a massive exporter of oil as well, now, and then new deals being put into place for energy buys here in the United States. Well, it is a safe haven in comparison to those, even though we will feel the network effect of those price changes in energy. But as Dixie strengthens, typically Dixie up, markets down. We saw the capital rotation into the U.S. economy, into risk assets, bid them up, get the shorts, unwind the other side of the position, ride the shorts down, and see how things go with the energy markets. But I think that for now, traditional markets will correct into a bullish structure on the daily, potentially even the weekly. And it's all about where does solid support for Bitcoin come in? Does it come in the 74 to 76 area? Great. Then we have a chance to run the highs and potentially higher again. Really need to see Bitcoin break through and close above 80,000 to 80,500 on the daily to start hunting higher prices around 82.5 to 83 and potentially up to the mid 80s, around 85 to 86, and then kind of take it from there. But I'd be watching right now 74 to 76. If you see it fall apart, we're right back to the 70 to 72. And that's kind of dangerous because if we do get a bearish reclaim, that entire range below is in play again into the mid to low 60s.
You think we go back into the 60s with Bitcoin?
Directly from here, I could see a retest of the 70 to 72. And then it's about waiting for any kind of a breakdown or support to actually show. If we see strength there, first off, I don't operate on potentials. I operate on conditions being met, in particular on daily closes. In this case, I very much see that 70 to 72 is in play right now, especially on a rejection like this, coming off of a major area of overhead resistance. Now it's about, do we drop the 74 on a close, or do we go down below 74 and sweep into the 70 to 72 region and try to close back above 74? It's all about what the structure looks like on a closing basis on this particular move down. And I just watch it, if you want to just watch downsides, you watch 74. And if that does break, then we have either tested or will very highly likely test 70 to 72 next in like the following candles. I think on a higher term time frame, this is a bearish structure that was mean reversion to go test overhead resistance on a breakdown. So if you're asking me to speculate and purely speculate, yes, I think mid to low 60s is absolutely in play still, and potentially lower for another leg down. That has my thesis on that has not changed. The only way that would change would be on close over close price on the weekly above $98,000. That's where things would change in my assessment. And by the way, if that
honestly, I gotta say, every single fucking Bitcoin fucking conference, it goes up and then it starts fucking going down. There hasn't been a Bitcoin conference that we haven't gone up and then gone down, man. Like it just there hasn't.
Time of year, to be honest with you, a lot of it is because when it's scheduled and when markets tend to rotate.
Well, they need to reschedule it because it looks really bad. Every single fucking Bitcoin conference up and then down, bro. Like it's just crazy.
I would agree that it is cyclical in that matter, but honestly, it has a lot to do with the time of year, bull or bear market. It is kind of, we see price rising into these events, and it becomes the by the rumor sell the news kind of a thing, right? So I really don't. In this case, there is we're like
guys. I can help Landy here. I have the perfect scenario to make sure that Bitcoin continues to go up, and that is to cancel the Bitcoin conference completely. There you go. There's my solution. Solution to all that stuff. Just cancel the motherfucker. Okay. Cancel it. Because I don't give a I don't care what Landy says right now. Every single conference Every single goddamn conference, it is goddamn bear to bearish. I mean, like, for real, like it go it
Yep.
goes up a little bit. We're all hyped. I'm hyped. I go on the timeline. I'm putting my balls on the table and everything.
Yeah, and then you have traders like myself right there with the knife waiting to cut them off, and ride the short
No, but
side
you know
down
what?
to support.
I got excited. Okay, but like I sat back after. I got to tell you, like a few minutes after I posted, I was just like, man, you know what's coming, bro. Like you know what happens every single time when these fucking conferences pop up, man. Every single Bitcoin conference, you know, it's not. It is what it is. It just happens, man. Everybody load. I know how motherfuckers are playing. They load up and then bow on your head, bro. Like I don't care what time of the season it is. By the way, thank God it's Jerome's last speech. Okay, last FOMC speech. It's his
Yep,
last speech, man.
but he's not
Last
going
last
anywhere though.
time he might fud the fuck out of the markets too. He
No,
might fud the fuck out of the markets.
doesn't matter.
He might go
Doesn't.
down gangster and shit, bro. He'd be like, "Fuck you, Trump. I'll
No, he's
show
going to be on
you."
the board. There's no way. There's no way. He's a banker. They're not going to be direct with you anyway. They work in the shadows. All right, so he would never tip his hand just to poke Trump in the eye. In this case, there's other ways to sabotage the potential agenda just by sitting on the board. So you know. By the way, I don't think there's going to be any rate change. There's no reason for a rate change right now. He's going to talk about some of the risks to the economy in terms of the most recent numbers, but realistically, parsing through the data right now, what you really need to pay attention to when it comes to the economy is a few different vectors. Like we know, and many people already know this, whether you don't like Trump or you love Trump, doesn't really matter, that we are the world's number one producer of oil and natural gas, right? And now we are exporting at an exponentially higher rate. So what you need to pay attention to now is what is the onshore inventory looking like? Because as we have more and more tankers headed into the Gulf and more ships headed into Alaska to fill up, we need to see how well our system is doing under stress here, right? Because we are reallocating to export a lot at this particular moment, but we also have at home demand, so we want to see kind of what that balance is like, right? In this case, we are going to get, and in fact, we did get crude oil inventories that came in today, and that is something that you do want to watch. Um, Yeah, actual less than forecast, good for currency. Why is it good for currency? Because you see prices rise, and in fact, down 6.2 million barrels. So this is quite a change from last week. And in this case, it's less about the estimates and more about what is the input average versus what is the reserve, right? So in comparison to our demand and how much we're exporting, the more stress is just supply and demand. The more stress that's put on the supply by increasing demand, the higher prices go. And oil is very sensitive to that and very sensitive to um, supply disruptions because demand is ever present, right? And that is what I think is an easy shortcut to watch what's going to happen in markets next. Now, again, there is capital flight out of European and Asian nations into the US markets that could buoy traditional markets um, and keep the stock markets nice and healthy in terms of price structure. But what ends up happening is the higher the energy prices go, then naturally we start to see the economy slow down, right? And not only do we see the economy slow down, but we also get inflationary pressures on the economy at the same time, which is, these are two things that the Fed typically cannot um, tackle at the same exact time, right? Because you raise
Yeah.
rates in order to drop inflation, um, But if you have an underlying energy inflation issue in terms of pricing, it is very hard to knock down without that natural demand destruction, which takes time. But it's going to hit, and it's already hitting Europe much harder than it's hitting the United States. And that's where, capital flight to the US economy and markets, I'm on the side of will remain strong. So
Yeah.
I'd be watching crude oil inventories, for those that wanna just, check on it on the retail side. You go to Forex Factory and just look at the US oil inventories, crude oil inventories, and then keep a close eye on natural gas storage as well. Now, it's not gonna be as important this time of year because we're coming out of, winter into spring. You don't get as much stress, on natural gas that would be needed for heating, right? Like what we saw during the cold snaps. We saw natural gas spike up in the cold snaps. That's less of an impact, but I would keep an eye on it to see, kind of if we are exporting more during this time period, which obviously would bring in a lot of money to the United States. So, and then there's a few things. After Powell speaks today, we have the core PCE, which is the benchmark metric that the Fed uses to gauge inflation, which has stayed very steady despite all of the screaming and crying about inflation. PCE has been pretty flat. So that is something to watch as we have seen now elevated prices for energy, in particular, obviously petroleum products, and see if that starts to show itself in PCE and PCI, and that is, even though we are knocking out the more volatile energy markets, it has a network effect throughout pricing, right? And that's my point. So for those that are like, well, that doesn't measure energy markets in there, it takes out the short term volatility from these markets when they're measuring PCE. That's why it's remained flat. Well, yeah, but if we start to see that costs are increasing across the board, it's the energy markets that are having the underlying impact that then makes its way to PCE. That would force the Fed to act, which means that Warsh would be in an interesting position if we do see inflation starting to hit because of that. But yeah, I mean, today Powell's probably going to talk about that stuff. The market's going to have lower term time frame moves to grab liquidity on both sides, and then we kind of gauge things from there. We've needed the correction in traditional markets. Natural area to correct from for Bitcoin off 78 to 80. So it's all about where do things settle out in terms of supports over the coming days. And I think by Friday we'll have a pretty good idea on the outlook.
And last question I want to ask you, Landy. What do you think about, since we're speaking about traditional markets, do you think we still make some new all-time highs in the S&P, and or do you think it's over and we're retracing here?
Well, I mean, this is the first kind of daily move down to put in a high since, last week. We did kind of try to put in the high. It was abated ever so slightly in a sharp move down. And then we immediately moved on to new all time highs to 715 for SPY. And I'll be honest, and that's 7150 for SPX. So we we could very easily test down 690 to 695 and then see further new all-time highs for something like SPY. Nasdaq obviously I think would continue. Um, Dow rejected off of its prior high consolidation. Now it didn't hit its new all-time. It didn't make a new all-time high, but if we see like a correction down to like the 690 to 695, and then we see a nice move back to the upside, new highs are in play. And I would even give it down to 680 to 685. Those are the two big areas. So 690 to 695, 680 to 685 for SPY. And I would watch it carefully because if it corrects to the higher side, the highs are back in play, above 115, 715 rather. I'd be looking, the 720s very quickly and then potentially all the way up to the 730s to 735 area for new highs. If we get a shallow correction that holds support on the prior all-time high consolidation before the big move down, the big correction down, coming into April, I think that we would have a solid chance at newer highs than not. 680 to 685, I'd be careful, but still an area that we could see the potential for new highs in the more near term than not. But if it starts to get below 680, we're going for a gap fill. We had a massive gap between right around an area of support and resistance at 660 to about 671, 672. That would be the next big area. And then I think it'd be a while before we saw new all-time highs if we start to drop 680 on like a close coming into a weekly. If it's just a daily sweep, then it still preserves the opportunity. But right now, it's just a pullback. We'll see where things go by the end of the week.
Well, we shall see. A lot of people are calling and saying that I don't know. I've seen some things on the timeline. People saying that the traditional markets are going to collapse. I don't know. I don't see it, but
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not Miss Cleo either. So like I don't know.
I
Do I
mean,
think they're going to collapse? I don't know.
I'll share this
Well,
with you. I talked to my mentor over the weekend. This is somebody who's long
yeah,
since
we
been
didn't talk.
retired from
We
markets.
absolutely did not talk.
Yeah,
So
no,
why
no,
is a
no.
pounder?
We didn't talk. This was my mentor that
You
got
said
me
your
in the market.
mentor. I'm obviously your mentor.
Yeah. And their opinion is one of the markets will collapse and a lot of the overvalued garbage is going to look, everything's way, way out over its skis in terms of valuation. So I do agree with him in that regard. But he essentially we had a debate because I'm of the opinion that as we see demand destruction, which would continue even under normalized conditions, um, in terms of flows because of the lag effect and time frame that it would take to meet demand for energy in Europe and Asia, and then the even longer demand to refill reserves. Um, that forces capital flight to the United States because of the energy position of the United States and the fact that the United States is continuing to ramp up in terms of production of energy and across various sectors, but in particular oil and gas. So I'm of the opinion that that buoys markets because we see a capital rotation into the United States. We continue to see strengthening in the dollar, which does lead to downside corrections in the markets, but sets the floor higher in comparison. His contention to me is that what this will do is unwind all of the overvalued shit, as he put it, and we will see things collapse below the most recent lows and see a crash of potentially 30 to 35%. That is his position. I value his input. He taught me just about everything I know in markets. But we disagree on that particular point, and it's all about if he was right, great. I'm just gonna be a buyer, baby. Hell yeah, give me all the blood in the streets. I'm back in.
I just
Leave.
honestly, I don't think if it does pull back, I get it, but I don't think Trump
Well, that
will
wouldn't be a
allow
pullback. That
for
would
the
be an
markets.
absolute crash, and it would take
Yeah,
a while to see the recovery. But
I just don't. I don't see Trump allowing for it. I think
look,
Trump would do everything possible to just like make sure that the economy booms. Whatever tools he has in his toolbox, I
I
just feel
I
like
think
he
that
would use them.
I think that you're seeing that already, and that's, his team, um, taking the reins and courting other nations and a lot of businesses and a lot of funds that are fleeing, the environment that they know they are in Europe and Asia and coming to the United States economy in various ways. Um, but there is always the possibility that Trump would not be able to avoid that type of a repricing in markets just simply because this is bigger than the US market. It is the global economy
Correct.
that is actually seeing its weight shift in a very negative direction. And once that house of cards starts to collapse, the United States, honestly, a lot of people be like, oh, well, then it's regime change. Dollar's going to go away and China's going to take over and they're going to do deals with Iran. And this is all just part of BRICS and da da da. Like, yeah, no, I don't. No, the United States comes out the other side in a much stronger position in that type of a scenario anyway. And I think that the United States is coming out of this either way in a much stronger position on the economic side of things. It's about continuation of that type of those types of policies, and they don't get reversed in another administration. On the trajectory that we're on, this is going to start to see we'll start to see a monetary um a monetary regime change, much like what Besant said that he wanted to oversee as a monetary transition. And we are seeing it. We're in the process of it, and we're we're pretty much playing out exactly what Besant and the national security team pointed out when Trump first came into office. Like everything kind of is falling into place in accordance to exactly what they had written about and what they had talked about. And we are now seeing it. That doesn't mean that there's not challenges along the way, especially on the economic side. But, you know, when you're the world's top energy producer and proving to the rest of the world that, yeah, that whole Green New Deal thing, probably not such a great idea because you still need oil and gas to make it all go. And if you aren't looking out for your own, and stocking up, you're going to end up screwed. And now a lot of Europeans feeling the pressure right now. A lot of European nations that absolutely are being forced into a position where they have to readjust because this is now the this is the wake up call. Hopefully that they needed to start taking control of their own destiny when it comes to energy and not trying to outsource it to bodies that will bankrupt them. We'll see though.
Damn it. I'm here, right? I'm here. Cool.
You're here.
No,
Did
I
you
just
disappear
I
for a
faded
second?
out. All right. I just want to say you guys can tune in to Landy Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Holy shit, I am really my connection's all fucked up because I just fucking pressed something that I shouldn't have. I'll get it back working again. But again, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can tune in to Landy as he breaks down the markets. Today's Wednesday. You can go ahead and tune into him, 9 p.m. He'll go ahead and break it down for you. Okay. I shall tune in to Landy and sit back and listen to what he has to say. Landy, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. Little brother. Actually, no, big brother, because you're older.
Am I? Am I? I don't
I
know if
don't
I'm
know.
older, David. I don't know if
I
I'm
don't
older,
know.
but
I don't know.
I appreciate you having me on. Hopefully you can get your connection sorted out over there. And I look forward to watching the rest of the show. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Landy. Landy, the legend, the TA world champ, as he calls himself there. By the way, yeah, came on here today, man. It's all Landy, Landy, Landy all over the fucking place. It took me like 10 minutes to change everything around. Shout out to Landy, man. Again, also give him a follow on Twitter at CryptoLandy. And then you have his TikTok account, which he said he's going to do, some renegade dances for you guys while doing TA. You can tune in on that. What is it? What is his handle? Fucking at Landy.btc. Landy at .btc. Landy, there you go, man. See Landy on the next. See him tomorrow, but you can go ahead and catch him on Spaces. He's gonna be on like 90 Spaces, so you can go ahead and catch him break down politics and crypto and all types of stuff. Who is Natalie's gonna be hosting that, right? Nat hosts that with that New
Yeah,
York City accent.
Nat
I
Nat
know
and Dave
exactly where
and
she's from.
Cool
I know
Crypto.
like that. I know from her accent. I know exactly where she's from. Bottom line. Bottom line, the only thing I have to figure out if she's whether she's Puerto Rican or Dominican. That's the only thing I got to figure out, and I think I know where I'm going with it. So, all right,
Thanks, David.
thank you, Landy. Have a good one. That's Landy, man. That's Landy, the legend. A lot of people are DMing me, very concerned. I see. I can't answer it right now, but a lot of people are DMing me, very concerned about my knee. A lot of people are DMing me and they're more concerned about my knee than they are about the market. Okay. They're more concerned about my knee than the markets right now. Welcome to episode 700. Could we have Michael Saylor on? Are we going to have Michael Saylor on this week, or Peter Schiff, or Grant, Tom Lee, Patrick Bentley? I don't know. You'll have to tune in. You're like, oh my God, here we go again. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Now, I don't know what was said here today. What have we been talking about, ladies and gentlemen? We've been talking about the markets. So I don't know I don't know who that offends. You know, I'm training for this. You know what? We'll be right back after this commercial break, because in 15 minutes, we got the FOMO team coming on. So for 15 minutes, I just want to talk about what happened yesterday. Be right back.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. We're back. We're gonna get back to crypto talk, obviously. You know, I fucking ordered this thing. I won't tell you what I ordered, but I ordered this thing, and they said it's going to come Tuesday, and then they had to reschedule it for Wednesday. Like, what the fuck, man? What the? And you pay extra money for this shit too, right? So you expect the shit comes on the day that's stated. It's so fucked up. It really is. It's absolutely fucked up. I'm actually sitting. So yesterday, I'll be quick with it. Unless you guys want me to hold this story, I can hold this story for later. But yesterday, fuck it. I'll say it quickly. Yesterday, I come into my office. I'm doing some work, and all of a sudden, my knee locks. I've never had this in my life. Never. Okay. And I played hockey for years, decades. I've never had it. I'm talking about I was slammed. Like, I'm talking about middle of the ice, fucking destroyed type of things. Destroyed. And I still got up like nothing. Still got up like nothing happened. Still kept on going. I sit in my goddamn chair and my knee locks. Like, but not like a total lock, not where you couldn't fucking move it. But like every time I would go forward or backwards, it felt like, yo, my ACL's about to pop. And I started like I started feeling my ligaments and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was saying, what the fuck is happening? I'm telling you, man, there are some evil people out here that wish bad things on people. And nothing's popping. And there's like, I'm telling you, I was going back and forth. Nothing. The fuck? What are you talking about? Ginger and turmeric. What are we talking about? Would you want me to rub some turmeric on my knee? What are we talking about? No, it has nothing to do with age, okay? It has nothing to do with fucking age. Trust me. Nothing. Okay? I move faster than fucking 20-year-olds, man. Relax. There's nothing. Absolutely zero. I'm stronger now than I was at 20. And I was pretty strong at 20. I realized where everything went wrong. Like, knock on wood, it's better today. But I was maybe 2 seconds away from saying, okay, I will see a family member and let them look at the knee. I was 2 seconds. I'm very stubborn. I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. Like I am 100% fucking stubborn. Stubborn what? That is my sign. Sagittarius, stubborn as fuck. This is nothing age related. This is fucking people wishing your legs fall off or some shit. People are wishing you not to compete in the Ironman competition. This is people wishing you not to compete in the Spartacus. I'm telling you, man. It's a little bit scary putting out like your personal details out here because motherfuckers just wishing you bad. Nah, I was a little bit, I can't front. I was a little bit worried. I was like, man, if my ACL or my MCL or my PCL, whatever CL fucking just took a hit, I'm going to have to get surgery and I'm going to be out for like a good 12 months. And even at 12 months, even if I rehab hard and go hard at it, that doesn't like, it still might take a few months after that 12. Like, I was thinking of all the shit and how hard I'm fucking competing. I'm talking about training to get to this fucking event, these 2 events. I'm training my ass off. Yes. So yesterday, I go on, like literally, here, I'm going to show you. Yesterday, I legit. Fuck is it? Fuck is it, man? Tell me my shit disappeared. What the fuck is going on? Okay, there we go. I don't know if you can see this, but that's my leg. Hold on. That's my leg. By the weights, I said, you know what? I was told, yo, don't work out. I was told yesterday, Dave, don't work out, don't train. I said, fuck that shit. I said, absolutely not. Let me fucking get this Band-Aid on my leg. Let me tie this shit up, man. I am training. And I did. And yes, I was scared because I thought I might hear a pop. Yeah, there's a picture of me as a ghost. Nah, I try to do a dramatic effect here, man. I try to go all dramatic here. No, but like legit, like that might, well, whatever. You can't fucking see it. I would have to fucking post it up. I'll post it up, but I was pissed off, man. I was so fucking pissed. I was so pissed, man. I gotta sage myself. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sage myself because we got haters out here, bro, wishing me to like tear my fucking ACL and MCL. Okay, we got haters out here. That's fucking so whatever. I'm wearing this right under the knee. Oh, I'm wearing a brace right under my. It goes right under your fucking knee, man. Feeling good today, though. Going back at you. I don't know. It might have been born for you, motherfuckers, but it should be inspirational. I actually posted. No, I did post it. I posted it on Instagram, and somebody told me, "Yo, man, like you shouldn't be working out because it can be, you know, your knee might be some." What the fuck did this person say? Hold on, I don't want to just fucking talk out of my ass. What did he say? Hold on. The fuck did he say? Hold on. I'll tell you what he said. He said, pain signal, listen to it. Sometimes it's not the knee itself, but the hips or surrounding areas. Now, which made me think, I started to do this new fucking ab exercise. I'm doing this new fucking ab exercise where my fucking, so like, I can't even explain it. I would have to take a fucking video of it. Maybe I'll do a live workout video. How about that? Some people have asked me to do a live workout video. Maybe I'll just do a live workout video. But I have my legs. They're holding on to a bar, essentially. And I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. And I've been doing this for like 3-4 days straight. And I'm doing like at least 4 to 5 sets of these things. But like when you're pulling up, you're also using your quads and you're obviously using your knees. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, did I overwork my fucking knee? Your body is telling you to slow down. Maybe fuck what it's telling you. I don't give a shit what it's telling me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what it's telling me. You know, the bad thing about one I have, you know, everybody has flaws. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect. Nobody's perfect. I am super competitive. Like I am 100% super. Like put the word super in front of competitive. I am willing to die. That's the mindset that I have. I'm willing to die. There was no swelling, Tech. There was no swelling. Zero swelling. That was the whole thing. I was actually expecting to wake up today with a swollen knee. Like that's what I was expecting. And then I woke up, it was nothing. So I'm like, okay, like usually like, I don't know, ACL, MCL, like you would have a swollen knee. Like it would swell up. Maybe I tweaked something. I don't fucking know. I was thinking, could it be from my hips? Impossible. I stretch. I am like, I don't just go and work out and just take weights and start fucking lifting them. Like I know what I'm doing in the gym. I could do a split. We learned that in hockey. You do a split. Okay. You want me to go deeper than that? Yeah. Professional athletes or any athlete who knows about agility, especially European athletes, okay, unbeknownst to me, I thought I was going to this is the first time it happened. I thought I was going to a wrestling facility, okay, because my dad was a Greco-Roman wrestler. And I'm thinking, okay, they're sending me in for wrestling to make me more powerful and shit like that. These motherfuckers sent me in for ballet. You heard it right. Russian instructors, ballet. Ballet. No, I didn't put on no fucking tights. Okay, relax. But they sent me in for ballet. Now, I appreciate it. I appreciate the shit now because, like, looking back, it did help me with agility. It made me stronger on my legs, made me faster. Acceleration is better. So, yeah. I also thought the same. I'm like, what the fuck? They made me do, like, it works. Yeah, I can't believe no. I wasn't no goddamn tutu. But I could do a split. You know, I can. No, none of that. None of that. By the way, I'm screaming at the TikTok audience. They're talking about I'm in a tutu and shit like that. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break. Shit, I'll tell you about. Yeah. Thanks, Mom. What the fuck were you thinking, Mom?
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. All right, we're back. And in the green room with absolutely no... Our staff sucks. I gotta tell you, they don't even give our guests water, bro. Peter Schiff was complaining about that. Peter Schiff said, "What is this still fucking candy in the back, and where's the water?" Unbelievable. Our staff is horrific, but we do have the entire. I think we have the entire FOMO team here. Let's bring them right in. What? Oh my God! I said bring them right in. And you can't even see them. Hold on 1 second. That's hilarious. All right, there you go. What's going on, guys?
Doing well. We brought our own water, so.
I'm sorry, man. Our staff is cheap. I mean, like, I get that I'm Jewish, but like, our staff is really cheap, man. It's horrific. But glad to have you guys on here. I really look. By the way, transparency. Like I've been saying, we have no deal here. I'm not sponsored by FOMO, but I was a few weeks ago. I was rolling down the timeline. I download the app. And I'm like, this is cool as fuck. I'm like, this is, especially if you guys obviously take it to the next level. This is good. This is good stuff to see everybody, you know, not to track people's wallets, but to see what everybody's really doing. I thought it was really, really cool. What did you guys, listen, I'm sure people have done this before. I can't name the apps off my head, but Where did you get the concept from?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. So the beginning concept came from just on-chain trading being absolutely abysmal. Like if you want to trade on Base or Solana, you need a bridge and you need to onboard through a SEX, and it's just a terrible experience. So we wanted to bring it all in house and make something super easy for people to use. And the end vision here is you'll be able to trade everything on FOMO, right? It's not a crypto trading app. It's going to be the largest trading app in the world. And you hinted on something really special, which is it's not even just a trade, it's to express opinions and information gather. And we believe that there's like these three waves of social media. The first one is basically just wanting to hang out with your friends, original Facebook, what Instagram used to be. Then it kind of developed to what TikTok is and Twitter, which is you're consuming content from people, like what people are writing. But the next wave with all of this AI slop is going to be your conviction on what you actually believe is what you're holding, right? What you're investing in. And for example, you could go on FOMO, be like, I think the strait's going to close, and you could short US equities in real time that are dependent on oil. You could buy the prediction market, the strait's going to close. You could long oil on Hyperliquid, and you could buy the meme coin on oil. So you'll be able to do all of these things, and creators like you will be able to build audiences there. And there's already people with over 100,000 followers on FOMO. And it's just the beginning. So it's honestly really cool to see you find that organically. And I think you're going to be the first of many. So really appreciate the support.
I did. Nobody told me about it. I'm on X and I'm going through the timeline, and then somebody just puts out FOMO. I'm like, all right, let me go check this out. I go in there. The interfaces. I like what you guys did. It looks the part. It's not just. It doesn't look like Craigslist. It just the design, the visual design is dope as fuck. And I was just like, all right, and this is cool. You know why? I'll tell you from my standpoint, the experience is cool because you get away. It's not toxic. So like X is toxic, right? X is already toxic because it's social media. Now you add in crypto, it makes it 30x, that of the toxicity. But you're on FOMO and like there's none of that, and people are waiting for you to write a thesis. To me, I've been using the thesis as like, in some sense, as posting. Like, if I feel like posting every 5 minutes, that's what I'm doing. Might be annoying, but like some people appreciate it, some people don't. But I like that aspect. I want to see why people are going into certain assets. Like, why did you go into this coin? And I really want people to work for it to make me say, okay, I should go into this also, because they are selling me on this. And they're giving me good data as to why they went ahead and unloaded $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 in an XYZ asset.
Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing, that to write a thesis, you have to own it, right? So you can't share that unless you also have conviction, and people will tell you to buy something for XYZ reason, and they're not even holding it. There's no transparency. And the blockchain was created as this mechanism to be fully distributed for you to have full transparency to what people are doing. But then we create all these applications where you fully obfuscate that, right? But with FOMO, you write and you express opinions, but you see where people's actual conviction is. So it's exactly right.
You mind if I share my screen? I'd love to show you.
Absolutely, go for it.
On a, here's a, let's see. I don't know. Let me know if you see that. I don't know if it's there.
Can you see this?
Let's go.
You see it?
It's live right now.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you take a look at, the exact thing you're describing, let's look at this like knee chart, for example. You can actually see everybody's thought pattern on this web app we just came out with, where it's like, okay, they're buying at this pattern. Why? Needs are going to inherit the earth. And you get to just like have this experience where it's incredibly social. You can filter to only see your friends. You can have, size thresholds if you don't want it to be, bigger or smaller. So it's kind of the very thing you're describing, except you can visualize it on this like larger interface. And this is something we just came out with literally an hour ago. And I think it's going to be something that hopefully gets a lot of good feedback.
That's cool. That is, because you guys, I got early access. Yeah. I guess I'm one of the privileged people to get access into the web app, which is cool too. I like, obviously, and a lot of people would rather be on the web. Some would be on mobile. I get it, but I like to go ahead and look at desktop, and I think the features there are dope.
Yeah.
Is that what people are telling you? Rather desktop more than mobile?
I think it's a mix. I think like power users, like people who really want to be deep in it, will use the desktop. But I think your normal person who wants to enter the market, get into the mix of, getting educated and buying things and figuring out their kind of own place in this ecosystem, they'll prefer the mobile. I think the world is going mobile, so that's equally as important, if not the bigger thing that'll onboard more and more people over the course of time.
People are asking me, when is Ethereum stuff coming? They're like, where's Ethereum at? Why are they hating on Ethereum? I know you're not hating on Ethereum. I'm sure it's complicated.
Yeah, so we haven't shipped Ethereum mainnet, mostly because there was like no activity there. But in the past few weeks, there's been tons of activity there, and it's really important for us for FOMO to be the place where every single asset on every chain is available. And there are some chains. We launched last May, and there's been a bunch of stuff to build. So obviously, retroactively, there's a ton of chains to add, like Ethereum mainnet. Hopefully, in 6 months to a year from now, we're at a place where there's never any chain that is not available on FOMO, because we'll retroactively do the past ones, and then we'll have the future ones before they launch. We had a big web app launch today, so that is done now, and there's a few polished things to do there, but we will ship Ethereum mainnet very soon. That's like one of the next highest priority things on the docket. So,
do you see yourselves taking on? Do you see yourselves taking on Pump.Fun, or they're not really competition? Because I can look at FOMO, like the FOMO app right now, and I'm not, and you guys don't have to answer any of this, but I can see down the line people kind of coming on here, and if there is an option to launch their own, tokens, are you guys more so like, are you competing with them, or they're not in your category? Or is it somebody like Moonshot that you guys are more so competing with?
Yeah, I think competition is something that can be broad and also can be narrow depending on what you're focusing on. I think for now, we want to be an app that lets people trade and speculate on whatever they want. So that is our core business model. And, we hope that the right infra partners that enable all the other things to kind of exist in the ecosystem are able to do things in a way that grows the pie here. And otherwise, we just want to kind of focus on what we are excited to bring to the world.
Do you see, are you guys has anybody reached out to you in terms of integrating with FOMO?
As far as launchpads or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we support all the launchpads today. Even the newest ones that came out, like Printer is one that just came out, a few weeks ago. And we want to make sure that people can buy what they want on the platform. We're stewards of letting you buy whatever you want, regardless of where it exists or what it is. And that's how we want to operate our business.
Somebody told me that you guys, and I'm thinking about it right now, and it does make sense. Base try to do this, and respectfully, at this point they failed at it, and people feel like you guys you've taken that kind of concept and you've made it better. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I think first of all, we love the Base team, especially on the ecosystem side. Like FOMO does a ton of activity on Base, and we love that. I think that it's really hard to build a social application that isn't bootstrapped from the beginning. And I think like the transparency to what people are doing and giving access to all these different assets and really thinking from the ground up of what that looks like. Like it's not even Base app. We looked into eToro and Webull and all social apps across like finance. And we just think that leveraging the transparency of the blockchain and then being able to give an experience that, I don't know, people don't want to see random information. People want to actually see trades, right? That's what's found product market fit in crypto. So we believe that's kind of the secret sauce there. And we're seeing a lot of applications move in that direction.
Welcome to the Breakdown, episode 700. We're here with the FOMO team, who's done absolutely a wonderful job. I really don't, like, honestly, like, I don't blow smoke up anybody's ass. If I don't like something, I don't like something. But when something hits, it hits. Like, I went on, I go and, what do we do? TikTok's live right now, and they're all like throwing questions right now. But I went live with this at like 12 a.m. in the morning, just trading on FOMO. And my whole thing is, I like the fact that I want to tell people on X that I'm on there, but I don't want to tell anybody that I'm on there. I secretly went ahead and just signed up, and I'm on there trying to build an audience there rather than bring my whole audience there, who some of them are mad toxic, 100%. They're rooting for you to fail. The same way they were rooting for me to probably tear my ACL is the same way they're rooting for any of my assets to go to zero. So like, I am watching the leaderboard. It's cool to see, like, I'm watching the same people up there. So they must be doing something right. Like, am I right with that? The same people are up there most of the time. What are they doing right? What are they fucking doing right? I need to know, what are they doing right? Because I have this $5,000 to $5 million challenge on FOMO. I need to know what they're doing right in your eyes.
I mean, that's the point of FOMO, is to like, so you could track in real time, learn from them, etc. I think the same guys are at the top of the all-time leaderboard, obviously, because we've only been around for so long. But the 24-hour leaderboard, you see new people rising to the top there all the time, right? And it's impossible for everyone to hit every single trade. I think that there's just a bunch of different trading strategies, like just like having patience, and there's like a lot of other things there too. Say's a bigger trader than me, so I think he would have a better take on what makes a good trader. But yeah, I think we'll see.
What makes a good trader? Let's talk about what makes a good meme, shit coin, whatever you want to fucking call it. What makes a good trader? Seriously, like you guys have the data now. Like you can watch it in real time, and you can really come out with a thesis, air quote, and say like what really makes a trader.
I think there's three things here, right? One is like equivalent to every trader. It's just being detached from the outcome, right? The detachment from, am I going to make money? How much am I up? How much have I lost? And it's just a number on a screen, right? Almost treating it like a video game. I think the second thing specific to this kind of industry is attention, right? Like how much attention are you paying attention to? What is the information sources that you're going, beyond and above to actually make sure you're plugged into, whether it's, the news, macro data, prediction markets, whatever it is that's kind of contemporary people are really interested in, being ahead of the curve there. And then third one, I think, is actually like the hardest one to quantify. I think it's taste. It's what makes something appealing to other people, right? What makes something, the thing that people want to buy and get behind? What is the cool meme? What is the next big thing? And I think that that's something that's a little bit harder to, I would say, learn. It's something that you kind of like have or you don't, and you unlock it over the course of time. So I think that the best traders at the top of the leaderboard have all of those things. And obviously the first one's important, right? It's like you need to be detached from it, and it's just a number. And, the outcome is the outcome, and you're not so much results oriented as you are system oriented.
I think you have to be like absolutely just stupid. Like that's what I've been thinking like lately. You just have to, and I say that respectfully. You're when you trade in this market, you have to have an IQ below room temperature, because like if you come in acting like you're from MIT or Harvard, it doesn't make none of this makes sense. Like I saw a testicle, okay, doing numbers. Like I'm like testicle. Like I'm just thinking to my, he's laughing, but I'm thinking, what the fuck? What like if you look at the top, right, top 10, 20, like this is shit that doesn't make sense to somebody who graduated from an Ivy League school, man. It does not make sense. That's why I feel like you got to be an idiot and just, all right, I'm jumping in. This is it makes me laugh, right? It makes me, it's some emotion comes out of me for this particular meme. So I think that, I don't know. I think I'm going to go to that route. Starting today on FOMO, I am going into things that just absolutely do not make sense. Like I can't even say it on the air. Some of the things that have been put out there have absolutely made no sense, but they make money. So that's what it is. All right, cool. I appreciate you guys definitely coming on. I feel like you guys are like the Robin Hood, kind of like the Robin Hood of the trenches. If that's the way I would, my personal opinion, I think you guys are like just because it feels like, you guys said this earlier, it's gamified. Your application is hella gamified, and it just feels like that you're just playing a game, and I just have to play it at a lesser level to maybe be more successful. That's really it.
I think one thing that, that's kind of the current iteration in some ways, but, we're going to add perpetuals, which have crypto assets, tokenized equities, RWAs, commodities, and prediction markets. I think you'll kind of see that as the app develops and we add more products, you'll be able to determine like, what is your playing style? What is your flavor? What is your investment strategy? And that's going to be something that I think lets a lot of people find their own niche. And yeah, some people might like this game. Some people might like to do it a different way. Some people might like a mix. And we want to be the stewards of letting you speculate on anything in the world, regardless of what it is.
you guys haven't done any like branding, right? Like really, you guys really haven't done like a huge marketing push, right?
No, everything today has been organic. We have some amazing UGC creators, etc. But yeah, I mean, everything's fully organic. And we haven't done much brand building. We haven't done any paid marketing. We don't pay any traders to be on the app, etc. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of room to grow. Robinhood's been around for 15 years. Everyone knows what Robinhood is. I don't think anyone really knows what FOMO is yet. So we're really excited to see what the future is there. And yeah, we're excited to see you on FOMO. And I know right now there's a limited amount of assets, like you mentioned, like Tesla coin, like these meme coins. But as we expand to other asset classes and you report on real world events, I think you'll be able to do that on FOMO by buying like real world assets. So we're really excited about that potential. And yeah.
Not again, I'm not going to blow smoke up you guys' asses, but like you guys have the potential in crypto. And obviously it'll it works out in crypto. You guys can, move on into other things, of course, but you guys have it's first to market. In my eyes, I haven't seen an app, and I'm being serious. I haven't seen an app that really works like this, where it's like social, like where you can actually interact with people. I haven't seen it yet. So I hope that you guys do win out. I'm going to continue to use it. I got to hit 5 million. Okay. I'm watching the leaderboard. I'm like looking at what they're going into. I'm watching, and I'm glad that you guys told us about other options that you're going to add onto the application. There are people in the chat that are wondering what you guys are adding on. I have some feedback that I'd like to send. I think it's good feedback. It's something that I tried to do yesterday because people send you tokens. And I'm like, please, can you not send me shit? Because like, number one, I don't want to pay taxes on this. If like, I don't want none of your shit. Okay, I can afford to buy.
Yep.
But I have some things that I like to go ahead and tell you guys. I think it'd be beneficial for FOMO. But I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, I can get you guys on next month as you continue to go ahead and elevate this entire brand.
Yeah, we would love to be on, and we'll set up a group so we get. I think we have one, but we'll take your feedback. We'll continue to build into the app. We're very early here, and yeah, really appreciate having you as a user and someone to give feedback. And yeah, we'd love to come back on.
Guys, Team FOMO in the back. I don't know if that's the Empire State Building, but it's definitely New York City. Shout out to you guys. Love that backdrop right there. And I will go ahead and reach out to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, David.
Thanks, David.
Guys, go check out the FOMO app, man. I'm telling you, I love the FOMO app. It is dope. It is dope. It's a dope application. It is an absolute dope application. Man, I'm telling you though, you got to be stupid. Like you got to be stupid. You got like, to me, like I would never in a million years go into something called Testicle. Like, am I right or wrong? Like, would you go into anything called Testicle? Somebody help me out here, man. Would you go into something called Testicle? Watch, whoever the team is behind Testicle, they're going to take this and they're going to run with this and say he was talking about Testicle. But by the way, I'm not just talking about testicles. This is actually a meme. There's an actual meme called Testicle. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, you know what it is? You gotta be dumb. Like, and I say that, I say that respectfully. Hopefully nobody's taking offense to this. You gotta be dumb though. Like, if I showed you the shit that I'm in, like you'd be like, yo, like, if you showed it to a normal person, they'd be like, what is this? Like every time I give, like for taxes. For instance, for taxes, right? When I hand in everything for taxes and my accountant looks at it, she looks at me and she's wondering what is wrong with me. She might think I have CTE. Like seriously, I think she looks at me like, holy shit, the amount of hits he's taken in hockey and sports in general with his extreme sports and everything that he does, maybe, just maybe, this motherfucker got CTE. He's buying dick in the butt, whatever this. He's buying all these. What the fuck is this? He's buying hippos, Mudang, and all this. What is wrong with this guy? They're like, he dresses the part, he looks the part, but his assets say otherwise. Do you imagine when, oh my God. You know what? I remember somebody tried to pitch me. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this because TikTok, you know how TikTok is. But I remember somebody trying to pitch me on Sea Rocket. Do you guys, maybe you guys will understand what I'm saying, okay? I'm Sea Rocket. Now, I know a lot of people who got into it who made millions of dollars. I couldn't get into it. I was like, how do I get into this? Do you guys get where I'm going with this or not? Sea Rocket. Anyway, shout out to the FOMO team for coming on. FOMO's a great app. I like it. I think it's hella gamified. It doesn't feel like you're trading. But the reason why I said Robinhood is, and that's a high compliment. That is a very high compliment. The reason why I say Robinhood is because it's gamified. Then you think about the Base app. Base has tried this whole social experiment. It hasn't done that well. And I'm not shitting on Base either. I think Base is trying. And maybe it'll take them longer to go ahead and achieve whatever they're set out to achieve, their mission statement and whatnot. But I think FOMO, they don't make it complicated. And obviously, you got a leaderboard, so it's like, who doesn't want to be number 1? Who doesn't want to be number 10? Who doesn't want to be in the top 50? And so in order for you to be in the top 50, you got to work your ass off and trade and trade and trade. And also, it's an ego thing too. Pride and ego kick in when it comes to FOMO, right? People want to be the best. I want to show off that I am the best trader. I'm top dog here. So you have that where people are going to go onto FOMO and they're going to do everything possible to be top dog. Seen by the trenches. People might tell you that they don't trench, but they do. I've said this so many times. Bitcoiners claim that they don't trench. They trench. They do. They just don't tell you. So they absolutely will not tell you that they're trench and they're degenning. And I say this again. I think FOMO is definitely an app where you can go on there and you avoid toxicity. It's just like, let whoever, like, honestly, I don't even read comments anymore on X. I just post stuff, but I don't really read. I have notifications on a few people that I respect. Otherwise, whether they're talking about politics, crypto, finance, or it's some funny shit, right? That's it. I don't even read. I don't even know what's said. If somebody's saying that they fucking hate me, I don't even know about it. And nor do I care. I don't know about it. I don't care about it. I don't. I'm just going to post whatever I want to post and I'm out. I do this show. You're lucky that it streams to Twitter. It streams to Twitter. Great. I'm more focused on the other social media platforms. I will say that the engagement is slowly coming back on Twitter, but still, I'm focused on other stuff. But you go onto the FOMO app and there is, look at this. This could be a fucking infomercial the way but you go onto the FOMO app and it's not toxic. Is it competitive? Yeah, probably, but it's not toxic. It's not. That's why I don't want of course for FOMO, they want everybody to be on there, no doubt about it. But for me, I don't even want to deal with these motherfuckers from from X. All they do is ruin shit. 100%. All they do is ruin shit. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's where we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back to episode 700. Welcome back. Okay. See, I shouldn't have told the story about the ballet stuff. See, like, never mind. A lot of you guys have never played sports, so how would you understand anything about ballet? First of all, I became so much faster. So much, like literally, the agility, my legs became stronger. Like, are you kidding me, man? Stephon Marbury did it too. There's so many pro athletes that started to go and actually take lessons because of the agility. Go ahead and look it up. Look it up. I was just one of the. Oh my God. I don't know what's happening here, man. Oh my God. No, wait. Am I off TikTok again? Am I? Oh my! I can't with them. I can't with them anymore. I can't with TikTok anymore. Episode 700. Hold on. Unreal. What the fuck? What the fuck again? What is happening? Are they only letting you like stream for like an hour? Like what is happening? Boy. Oh, this is frustrating. This is frustrating. Absolutely fucking frustrating. Absolutely fucking frustrating. Again, I fucking again, man. This is so fucking frustrating. The place, it's crazy. TikTok is legit one of the platforms that brings the highest amount of engagement. And here they are again. Like, what the fuck? What in the fuck? Like, what in the fuck? Thank God I am working on something to prevent any of this shit from happening. Thank God it is like a week or two away from actually coming out and it'll make life easier. But what the fuck? What in the fuck? It's episode 700. We had Landy on. He broke down the markets. I asked him some questions because I've seen on the timeline people talking about, hey, I think that the stock market is about to crash. I think crypto's about to, like, I've seen all these conversations. I wanted to get him to go ahead and elaborate on it. He said that his mentor, and I believe that I was his mentor, but apparently he has another mentor, told him that he believes the market is going to crash. So there you have that for a conversation. Also, I came up like what, two or 3 days ago, I said, hell yeah, the market's moving up. Let's fucking go. I was moonboying it. And then after I tweeted that out, a few minutes later, I was like, man, I forgot that there is an event called the Bitcoin conference going on. And we know what happens. Everything goes up and then it goes fucking down. And I totally fucking forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. 100% forgot about it. What else? We had the FOMO team on. And I was just, honestly, I brought them on more so to give them a lot of credit for creating an application that allows people to go on, trade whatever the fuck they want without having people from the left and the right just bitch and talk about, oh my God, look at it is absolutely a great fucking app to trade on. To me, that's how I feel. That is how 100% how I feel. It is a great app. You get to see what everybody's trading. You write a thesis, you can't remove that motherfucker. That's it. That shit is written in stone. Win, lose, or draw, you understand what was happening in that person's mind when they went into XYZ. I like that. Yeah, it was a Warren. It was a stupid move when I got a little bit moon boyish. I should have been trading against. That. I was busy anyway training, but still, I should have been trading against it. What's going to happen with Solana and Ethereum? Who's going to win out? Who's going to win? Who is going to win? Is it Ethereum? Is it Solana? For 1 week, and I said this to somebody. When Ethereum was popping off, I said, not that the memes on Ethereum can't come back. I just said, this is going to last a week. Everybody's coming back to Solana. It's just going to happen. It's just going to happen. Like, and people were giving me shit. They're like, hold on, you're an Ethereum maxi. I know, but I can understand. I can understand where all this is going. Number one, most of the people that went to Ethereum were people from Solana. They're not used to MEV bots. Okay. They're not used to Jared from Subway smashing the shit out of them. They're not used to paying some of these fees. They don't even hold Ethereum. Okay. It looked foreign to them. And they were like, nah, this is not what I like. I like my Phantom wallet and Phantom, and I like my Pump Fund, and I just like everything that is Solana based, I like it better than whatever Ethereum's offering me. That is the truth. See, with Ethereum memes versus Solana memes, it's very simple. If you went over to Ethereum for a week, which to me it lasted like for a week. Listen, hopefully it comes back. Is it Ethereum's time to come back? Maybe it's not. Hopefully it comes back. But what you saw with Ethereum was somebody can buy, one person buys, or even like 9 to 10 people buy, and you're already at 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. You need the whole village buying on Solana in order to send things to 2, 3, 4 million. It's just the truth. Number one, obviously, Ethereum's what right now, 22, 2300 versus Solana, where one Solana is 85, 84, 85, 86, whatever, in terms of pricing. So like you need the whole village to come in. It's one Solana in a dream kind of thing with people on Solana. That's just my take. And I stuck to that. I said enjoy while it lasts, because they'll take everything on Ethereum. And this is where you should be trading. If you're a trader, you're trading on all chains. Like people say I'm an Ethereum maxi. That's great. The only reason why you're really saying that is because a lot of my memes are on Ethereum. So I get that. I think the legitimate OG memes will make a comeback, 100%. I just don't know, unless the OGs gang together and finally say it's Ethereum, I don't see Ethereum winning. I just don't. I don't. Like I try to I try to come up with no, unless the OGs say it's Ethereum, it's just going to stay on Solana. That's it. And people are just used to you know what? People aren't really expecting $1 million, $2, $3, $5, $10 million charts anymore. They're just like, hey, this shit's gonna run up from 50 to 500K. I'm gonna make a little money here. On to the next one. That's the mentality. You Fortnite motherfuckers ruined everything. Some guy tried to get at me on social media, by the way, and tagged me. And I told you I don't really respond to people, but I responded to one person yesterday. And I think it was, hold on, I'll tell you exactly what I responded to. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly what I responded to. Where's this motherfucker? Where is this motherfucker? Where is this motherfucker? Give me a second, I'm gonna find it. Where is this? Why can't I find it? I can't find it. Fuck. Man. And it was a good comeback too, man. This sucks. This sucks. It was good too, man. It was fucking good too. It was a good comeback too. Ah, man. It was a good comeback too. Anyway, welcome to the Breakdown episode 700, sponsored by Midnight. Shout out to Midnight. Charles is all over the place. He's interviewing with everybody. Yo, Cardano, the Cardano community, man. What is up with you guys? Do you not understand that Midnight benefits Cardano? I'm keeping it simple for you guys. Midnight complements Cardano. It will help Cardano's ecosystem. Period. It does not hurt Cardano. Midnight helps Cardano. I don't know how you don't see it. I don't understand how you guys do not see that. So you go around and you make up some absolute dog shit, man. I don't get it with you guys. I really don't get it with you guys. I don't understand it and don't get it. Really don't get it. Also, shout out to Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the DG brand, and also the breakdown, episode 700. Cake Wallet, the entire Cake Wallet team. I got to tell you, they did it big. They did it big. I got to give much respect to Vic. Did it mad big. And whoever put the boot together and all that stuff, they did a great job because it's all visible. It's consistently visible on the stream. So shout out to Vic and Cake Wallet, one of the most secure wallets we have in our industry. That's what I'm talking about. When people reinvest money into their product, that's how you win. People's Reserve, CJ's there. CJ's talking, has talked, or will be talking at Bitcoin 2026. Check them out. People's Reserve. Use your Bitcoin as collateral. RWAs. Even they mentioned RWAs. The FOMO team mentioned RWAs and where they're going in the future with the application. That's going to be big. That's going to be absolutely big for the space. We need more applications. Right now, nobody has solidified themselves as the one in this space. I just want to let everybody know that. Besides one or like Binance as an exchange, Coinbase as an exchange, they've solidified themselves as the big boys, no doubt about it. But nobody's really Uniswap when it comes to DeFi. Okay. But nobody's really solidified themselves. There's so much here that you can go ahead and produce or invent or innovate. It's crazy. There really is. There is a hell of an opportunity to build out here. Like if you guys cannot trade and the only thing you can do is like talk about products which you have no clue about, then maybe try building something. But I think a lot of you guys are too stupid to build something. But still, there is an opportunity for you guys to build out. AI and crypto are definitely going to be the next big thing. AI has slowed down a little bit because you don't hear so much talk about AI anymore. I said I knew this would fucking happen. People who don't get AI, who don't understand prompts, who don't understand how to use AI, are just going to say, you know what? Forget about this shit. I'm going to go back to trading. You even see it was overblown where, you had companies laying off people, and now there are people from major companies coming out and saying, you know what? This whole AI thing was completely overblown. Like we shouldn't have laid off so many people. By the way, my Cash App commercial is coming out. I wanted to mention that. Cash App commercials coming out. A lot of things. I've been working on a lot of shit, man. I am absolutely, and I'm not even tired. My sleep has to get better though. My sleep 100% has to get better. I have to start going to sleep at around 9, 10. But I almost feel like when I felt like the volume came back, like I wanted to forget about just build. I wanted to participate in the trenches. And who said that? Somebody told me that wealthy people are not supposed to be participating in the trenches. What the fuck are we talking about? I'm in crypto. What am I supposed to do? Retire from crypto and do what? Play chess? I play chess already, but what am I supposed to fucking do? DoorDash? Like, what do you want me to do? I swear to God, this crowd is... I held my word back. That's what a professional does. I held it back just now. By the way, I wasn't on here to talk about this subject. President Trump. White House Correspondents' Dinner. Another assassination attempt on this man's life. I'm happy that some Democrats have come out and condoned this. They really came out and they said, this is not cool. But a lot of them have said nothing. And it's crazy. A lot of them have gone back after the event where you think everybody unites, which we're looking for unification. You think people would unite and say, you know what, enough is enough. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Because if it can happen to Republicans, it can also happen to Democrats, God forbid. Like, why would you be encouraging this madness? It's crazy, man. By the way, I'll also be on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Rob Nelson. I'll be on with Rob Nelson tonight. The Rob Nelson Show. Rob Nelson Show. I'll be on with him at 8 p.m. talking maybe about this. Everything that's happened. By the way, doesn't it feel like, or maybe it's just me, but I'm not even talking about Iran anymore. I'm not even talking about Iran anymore. It's like it's done with. It's almost like it's done with. Man, I just went through a whole lot of topics. It's just sad to really watch and see how divided our nation is. Some guy, and how the guy just runs right through security like that is crazy. That it's wild. That's scary. That is a scary thing, man. We live in some scary motherfucking times. We really live in some times that are really fucking scary. I wonder if I'm still on TikTok. Hold on, I want to check. I wonder if I'm still live on TikTok. I'm still live on TikTok. Holy shit, so what the fuck happened? I'm still live on TikTok. Oh shit. Here I am, I'm bad mouthing TikTok, and I'm still what happened? Okay, so now I feel a lot better. I also forgot that I said that I was going to get naked for episode 700. Listen, maybe it happened 705, 706. I don't know. I might have to take a poll. Actually, I might make an OnlyFans like that chick did from, was it American Pie? Is it American Pie? That chick from American Pie? Elizabeth something, right? Elizabeth, fuck, what's her name? I don't know. Elizabeth, somebody help me. Somebody help me here. Elizabeth, is it Elizabeth even? Help me out here. Help a brother out here, man. What's that woman? What's that girl's name? Well, now she's a woman. Older woman's name that went to OnlyFans and she made $1 million. She made $1 million. $1 million in a week doing OnlyFans. $1 million. More than all is something to the fact, I read it in a New York Post. It's more than she's made in 3 of her. Shannon Elizabeth. There you go. Shannon Elizabeth, who is probably on your, a lot of you men that are watching right now, she was probably your fucking wallpaper on your phone. She made $1 million. And I'm thinking, hold on. Me, if I'm giving you, I was thinking, I put out a picture of me and my sexy ass body for free on the internet. I need to open up an OnlyFans. What am I doing? I should open up an OnlyFans, man. Like, just fucking here. I'll post sexy ass pictures of myself after a workout. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why not? I'm serious. Like, I'm like, hey, episode 700, I'm gonna come on here, goddamn, in my birthday suit for free? No, I gotta do OnlyFans, man. I'm coming to Cali August. I'm coming to Cali in August. I can't tell you the date because, man, haters out here, bro. Some people know the date. Some people do. Somebody asked that question, I had to answer it. Okay, you serious? I know a lot of men and women who would have paid. Hey, listen, I am serious about hold on. I'm telling you right now. Even though I think OnlyFans has really done a horrific job for society, I am so down to. Could you imagine? OnlyFans doesn't have to be about nudity. What if I go ahead and put on Speedos? What if I put on the Borat suit? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about? What if I dress up like Borat and shit? Cooking show. There you go. I can do a cooking show. I can do a cooking show with my boxer briefs on. There you go. Oh my God. Nobody's doing this. A cooking show with my boxer briefs on. And then after the cooking show is over, I can go on to TikTok shop and sell you some pans and shit. I am so gifted and smart. Like, I want to pat myself on the okay, on the back. Holy shit. I can literally cake about 100 grand in a month. I could eat. Yo, maybe I should try this out. Sorry, Mom. What's your son do for a living? Well, he quit financing his show and he's gone to do OnlyFans. Oh my God. Only with me, man. Only with me. Only with me. I've lost my mind. But hold on. Why can't a dude do dudes do OnlyFans, by the way? Hold on, do guys do OnlyFans? Because this could be a little sus. Do guys do OnlyFans, really? Hold on, did OnlyFans, like, all right, put me onto this. Did OnlyFans start off with all this nudity? Or did it become a thing? Like, were they pushing for this right from the get-go? Or did it become a thing? Did it become a thing? I'm waiting for my audience to let me know. This became like a thing over years where people said, you know what? Or they pushed it and said, okay, nudity is fine. That's crazy. That's crazy. These people, look, I'm obviously, if you've heard me talk before about OnlyFans, on whether it's on my podcast, on other podcasts, or on Spaces, I said, like, to me, OnlyFans has absolutely been horrific. Because, like, look, anybody can do whatever they will fucking want. You want to go ahead and show off your body and shit like that, that's on you. That is 100% on you. I just think that when you have teachers quitting, and yeah, teachers are underpaid, but you have teachers quitting and they're going on to OnlyFans because they can make more in a week on OnlyFans than they could teach, than teaching kids. I think it's, it's the state of society now. Okay, so Fran says not originally, but over time it became what it is today. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Can't you use OnlyFans and not do nudity, man? Like, do you have to be nude on fucking OnlyFans? Maybe I don't know. I should. You don't have to be. Yo, maybe I'll do like. Maybe I'll go on there and be like, "Hey, I'm the." I gotta. Maybe I'll do this as a joke. I should do it as a joke, and then I know 100% my joke will backfire on me, and it'll become fucking serious. I can do lingerie. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not putting on no What the fuck are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break with the quote day mailed. What is the official name of the FOMO app? You just said it. It's FOMO.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's where we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. We're back, and the quote of the day. By the way, thank you very much to everybody tuning in. I don't know what happened on TikTok. For me, it went blank. So shout outs though, Twitter, Getter, TikTok, Truth Social. Hopefully, keep saying this for the last fucking months, but hopefully Instagram and Facebook are to come here. That'll be cool. And we have a lot of people coming on here. I've spoken to a lot of people to say, okay, it's time to bring on guests, man. It's time to bring on guests. Time to have some conversations. It's time. I just wanted to take I just really wanted to take a month or two just to myself, man. Just to come on here and just shoot the shit. You know, have convos with the audience, but let me go ahead and go to the quote of the day. That I'm working out. After I'm gonna work a little bit, I got one or two calls, and then I'm working out. I don't give a shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If my knee tweaks, then it is what it is. I pray to God, God, please keep the evil away from me. Please. If anybody's wishing it on me, I hope it happens to them 10 times. Anyway. I'm going to read two things out. One really hit me yesterday as I was on the treadmill. One really hit me because I read it. I was reading it and then it hit me like right at the end. This is not the quote of the day, but it was something that I read. It was something happens and my first thought is still, I need to tell dad. And then the memory hits all over again. He's not here. That shit hit. I'm not gonna front. There have been times where something amazing fucking happens, and I just want to like, oh, let me go to. I'm watching sports, for instance. I'll watch a sporting event. We both love, obviously, hockey. We love football and shit like that. And like, something happens, I just want to go ahead and call him and say, yo, did you? And you forget that he's not here no more. So that sucks. That is I gotta tell you. God bless everybody who still has their parents and stuff. That is, both parents especially. That sucks when you have this moment where you're about to, well, you forget. And like, you reach for the phone because you want to go ahead and call your dad who's not here anymore. And you're like, fuck. It fucking sucks. And it's crazy as time goes by. You know, one thing you start forgetting, and it's scary. You start forgetting, and thank God I have his voicemails. I gotta say, I have my. That's the only thing that allows me not to forget. And obviously, I have some videos, but I have voicemails from, obviously, from my dad leaving me messages, and a lot of them are hella fucking funny. Like they are absolutely 100% funny, and I played them back to remember his voice. Here's the Okay, here's the quote of the day. Because I'm in love with this quote. If you can overthink the worst, why can't you overthink the best? Let me say that again. Quote of the day is, if you can overthink the worst, right? A lot of you guys do it. You overthink the worst. Why can't we overthink the best? So let's do that. At times, look, at times we all overthink. We overthink a situation. Always bad, right? When you're overthinking, it's always, oh my God. How about we overthink it in a positive sense? I fuck with that. I fuck with that quote. That's the quote of the day. Oh boy. We'll be back tomorrow. Charles will be on tomorrow from midnight. The co-founder of Ethereum, the founder of Cardano, the creator of Midnight. Friday, we got people coming on. We're going back to chatting about the markets, chatting about AI, chatting about just random stuff. Could be politics, could be anything. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Do you have a promo I could pass around? Promo of what? OnlyFans? What are you talking about? An OnlyFans promo? Fran, what are we talking about? Oh, FOMO. I do have a link where you can like register on, you can register under my thing to sign up to FOMO. I'll go ahead and throw it to you. Cooking in boxers. Only on OnlyFans, cooking in boxers coming soon. Anyway, guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day. It is 2:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my side. I'm going to go work and then work out. And then I'm going to appear on Rob Nelson's show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can tune in as me and him go battle each other about what's happening in the world today. I don't want to say it's a battle. It's a conversation. It's a heated debate at times. It is what it is. On that note, I'm out.